Hey everyone, and welcome to reading. If you're watching this video, that means that you did not join our Zoom today. If you'd like to join our Zoom, please make sure you do at 10:45. We will go over all of the set questions, and we will check out the main idea versus essential meaning and didactic wall panel. So these are some new ideas. So we want to make sure that you get the full understanding of it. So if this video doesn't do it for you, join the Zoom at 10:45. We are doing a project tomorrow on our books as we are coming to a close on Module 1. So we're going to be doing a project tomorrow comparing the sharks from Shark Attack to the giant squid and squids from Giant Squid. So the didactic wall panel is only a one-day project, but it's pretty simple, but you do need to have some knowledge of what we read in the books. So then we have our test on giant squid on Thursday, so make sure you're ready for that. So to get us started, I'm going to bring up the lesson 27 questions set. So I'm just going to go into my Google Drive, because that's where I have like the one that I can open and show you guys everything from it. So for the question set today, you want to make sure that you open up your digital copy, which I'll have the link on Google Classroom so that you can open that up. So the reason that you're going to need that is to answer some questions from the question set. So if you don't know an answer by heart, you'll be able to find it in the book. So let's go over the question set. Make sure you start by putting your name where it says full name. Then read page 23 of Giant Squid, Searching for a Sea Monster by Mary Corello and Clyde Roper. Then answer each question. So we're going to go right to that. So let's just go to the book. And we're going to go to page 36. So page 36 right here. I'm going to go big pages, so it's going to mess up my page numbers. I just want to be able to read it. So now that I'm on the page that has the reading on it, I can now answer questions. Oh, wow, I'm weird. Page 23. I don't know why I thought 36. Sometimes things happen in my brain that just don't match the reality. That happens to everybody, I think. All right, so when we look at this page, we can recall some of the things that we remembered from this. So squids, much like trees, have growth rings. Squids' rings are located in tiny ear bones called statoliths. They are called daily rings because a new ring is laid down each day. Clyde has counted the giant squid's growth rings to figure out that it lives about a year, possibly two. This tells scientists that giant squid are very fast-growing animals. And then there's two pictures with captions, and actually three pictures with captions that describe each picture. Let's take a look. Study the photo in the top right of page 23. Read this sentence from the caption. Circular rings in statoliths can be used to estimate a squid's age. So that's this one here. A statolith shown in the front and back views help a squid maintain its balance and tell how fast it is swimming. Circular rings in the statoliths can be used to estimate the squid's age. Now the question is, what is the meaning of estimate in the caption? To find the exact number of, to guess as closely as possible, fix a problem with, and change a number of. So think about when we estimate in math, what does it mean to estimate the age of the squid when looking at the circular rings of the statolith? Once you choose your answer, go to part B. Which words from the text help you understand estimate? So which words from this? A statolith shown at the front and back views help a squid maintain its balance and tell how fast it is swimming. Circular rings in statoliths can be used to estimate a squid's age. Now, it goes on to say, rings are located in tiny ear bones called statoliths. They are called daily rings. A new ring is laid down each day. Figured out that it lives about a year, possibly two. So when we go down here, a statolith was cut into very thin slice to be viewed under a microscope. Each dark and light band represents 1 day's growth. They are called daily rings because the new ring is laid down each day. Clyde has counted the giant squid's growth rings to figure out that it lives about a year, possibly two. This tells scientists that giant squid are very fast-growing animals. So which group of words helps you understand the word estimate? Rings are located in tiny ear bones called statoliths. They are called daily rings. A new ring is laid down each day. Figured out that it lives about a year, possibly two. Moving on. This item has two parts. First part A, then part B. What do the two photographs of statoliths on page 23 show? One photo shows the entire statolith. The other shows the growth rings up close. One photo shows the statolith alone. The other shows its location in the squid. One photo shows the size of the statolith. The other shows the shape. One photo shows the front of the statolith. The other shows the back. So remember, they're showing you these two photos. This is a photo. This is a photo. What's this photo show? Read the caption. What's this photo show? Read the caption. What idea about the two photographs of statoliths help the reader understand? So what are they trying to help you understand by showing you these pictures? What do they want you to know? That microscopes are important to scientists? Why giant squid need to keep their balance? That growth rings form as part of the statoliths? Why giant squid have two bones in their ears? So what is the reason to show those photographs? And then once you're finished with that, section 3. What main idea about the giant squid have scientists learned from statoliths? So what did the scientists learn from studying the statolith? Scientists learned that giant squid have tiny ear bones. Scientists learned that giant squid are fast-growing animals. Scientists learned that statolith bands can be seen with a microscope. Scientists learned that statolith helps a squid stay balanced. There's one important thing that we learned from studying the statoliths. It's actually written in the paragraph here. So in this paragraph, when they studied the statolith, what did they learn? And then that brings you to here from page 23 in that paragraph. Which sentence helps you answer part A? Giant squid have growth rings in their tiny ear bones called statoliths. If a person stretches out next to a squid, the squid will be longer than the person. Scientists can use microscopes to look at statoliths and other parts of a giant squid. Growth rings show that a giant squid grow their full size in only 1 to 2 years. And once you finish that, you are done with your question set. And we're going to move on to the next activity. So now that you've done your question set and you've turned it in, you're going to open up the main idea versus essential meaning. The main idea versus essential meaning page is talking about how do we discern or how do we know the difference between main idea and essential meaning. We're going to break down a few of the books that we've read in Module 1. And what we're going to do is break down what it means to have these two items. What it means to find the main idea and what it means to find the essential meaning. So the main idea is described as the most important idea the author wants you to know. So the main idea, and it says idea, the main idea is the most important idea that the writer of the book wants you to know. The essential meaning is the big idea we can learn about the world. So what can we learn about the world? What knowledge are we going to take? Not just the idea the author wants us to know, but the worldly knowledge that we're gaining from reading this. Notice repeated words in ideas. Think, how is everything connected? So the main idea, we're thinking about the key details and how those details support something that the author is trying to get across. The essential meaning, think about how the main idea relate to a bigger idea that I can learn. So the main idea gives us little details that prove things to us, and that brings us to the essential meaning, because the main idea gives us the idea of what the author wants us to know, and then how can we connect that to the world is that essential meaning. So ocean sunlight. The sun is important to the ocean and its plants. That's the main idea. So the main idea being the sun being important to the ocean and the plants. The essential meaning is that all life depends on the sun in the whole world. So it's connected. This tells us that ocean and plants rely on the sun, which tells us that all life depends on the sun because of the food web and how the smaller animals eat the plants and the bigger animals eat the smaller animals. Jacques Cousteau, the main idea, Jacques Cousteau loved the sea and wanted to share its beauty with the world. We talked about this many times. So what's the essential meaning then? If that's the main idea, the ocean is beautiful and mysterious. So this is a essential meaning, and it's to us. We're gaining knowledge that the ocean is beautiful, but it's also mysterious because we only know a little bit about it. The ocean is important, and we should protect it. So Jacques Cousteau wasn't just trying to tell us that it's beautiful, but also that it's important to us, and we need to protect it. So that's how it connects to the world. Shark attack. Sharks are dangerous but important sea creatures. So that's the main idea. The author wants us to know that sharks are dangerous, but they're important. So the essential meaning, how can we relate that to the world? Sea creatures can help people and help the ocean. Scientists explore to find answers to questions. Scientists invent and find ways to study what they care about, just like Fox Rodney Fox. He still studied the shark even though a shark attacked him. But that's because he really cared about the sharks and he really wanted to study them more. Which brings us to our last book, Giant Squid. And the main idea of giant squid are mysterious animals that scientists hope to learn more about. Now, what's the essential meaning then? How does that relate to the world? Scientists are curious about the world. And we watched that video yesterday, and the woman told us that they still have so much to learn about the ocean, and she wishes that there was a government agency that would be created to be supported that could study the ocean, because we've studied more of outer space than we have of our own ocean. And science is the search for knowledge. So it shows us that because Clyde Roper studied for his entire life. He's retired now, but he's still involved in the search for the giant squid. Pretty wild. And that's it for that lesson. So we're done with that page, and we're going to move on to the didactic wall panel. So the didactic wall panel is a project that we're going to start tomorrow, but we need to know what it is before we can even start. So we're going to talk about it today, and I'm going to show you some examples of a didactic wall panel. When we talk about a didactic wall panel, we are specifically talking about a picture with information. And if you've ever went to like a museum or an aquarium, you've seen a didactic wall panel. And what you've noticed is, if I can get this to work, is that a didactic wall panel is giving the information to the people as they walk through the aquarium. So this is the National Aquarium. Now, if I could learn how to use this, if you were at the National Aquarium, gosh, I've been here so many times. Let me see if I can find a didactic wall panel. So this is like a virtual, can I walk? It's a virtual aquarium. Now, okay, so here's a didactic wall panel. Now, can I get you closer to it? My goal is to, whoa, oh boy. Man, if you were in like virtual reality right now, you'd be really feeling kind of dizzy. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in here. This is a didactic wall panel. And what it does is it tells us about something that we see in front of us. So as we're standing here, you can look up at this area and hopefully find this bird. And it tells you about this parrot. So that's what's cool about the didactic wall panel is it gives information about the birds that might be standing in front of you. Now here's somewhat of what this would be like. So we have a title with a yellow-headed Amazon parrot, a picture in color so that the reader or the person looking at it can see exactly what they're looking for, and with some information about that item. So that's a didactic wall panel. And that's what we're creating today, or tomorrow, I'm sorry, in our project for Module 1. So let's figure out what didactic is. Didactic is designed to provide education about a topic. So we're going to pick a topic and we're going to give information about that topic. A didactic wall panel is texts that are placed on walls or viewing areas to explain an exhibition, something on display in a museum, a zoo, aquarium, or other display. So if you went to, let's say, a zoo, you might see the white ibis, and you're like, whoa, what's that white bird out there? Look how skinny its legs are and long its beak is. And then you'd look around and you'd see this didactic wall panel on a piece of wood nearby. And it would tell you exactly what you were looking at. And it would give you information about that. So we could see its diet, we could see its size, we could see information about it, and its name, and its scientific name. So that's a didactic wall panel. Now, what makes a great didactic wall panel? They often include artwork. They often include pictures, color pictures, photographs, or other features. They help you understand and learn about what you're viewing. Clearly, they show the topic. They're neat, they're colorful, and they're easy to see. So you're going to be creating a didactic wall panel for an aquarium wall. So let's imagine that we're going to Camden Aquarium next week. We can't, but let's imagine that we are. And if you were going there and they asked you, they said, hey, can you make us a didactic wall panel for our sharks or for our giant squids? Which one would you choose? Sharks or giant squid? You'd have to pick a specific shark or a specific type of giant squid. I would say Architeuthis is the one. A title on the top of your panel explaining what you're going to show. A full color illustration with a caption, a description of the picture. 2 paragraphs about the sea creature. Paragraph 1, describe your animal and tell why they are important. Paragraph 2, tell us how scientists study and learn about this animal. So let's look at some examples. Here's a student example about sharks. It's titled Sharks. It has a picture of a shark. It has a caption, this shark swims around looking for prey. It has 2 paragraphs. 1, explaining why the sharks are important. 2, it gives us an idea of how scientists study the sharks. Here's one an example for giant squid, and it has a photograph of a giant squid fighting with a sperm whale. Has a title and a caption. A squid is very big mystery of the ocean. It has how they're important, and it has how scientists study them. Next, we have another giant squid. The mystery of the giant squid is the title. Pretty background as well. This giant squid washed up on the shore. Nice description of the picture. This tells why they're important. This tells how scientists study them. It even goes into detail about Dr. Clyde Roper. Very nice. Your job tomorrow will be to use this template to create your own. You'll be able to change the background. You'll be able to change the picture. You'll be able to include the title and your name. You'll be able to add a caption. And you'll be able to include sentences by filling in the blanks as you go through. This will be completed tomorrow, so there's nothing to complete today. So tomorrow, we will be making our own. So you need to think of a shark, maybe even a specific type of shark that you'd like to study and make a didactic wall panel for, or a giant squid. So that's all we have for today. You can turn this in even though it's nothing to type one. Tomorrow we will have a blank one and we'll work on it together. So make sure you're doing some studying or thinking of what you want to study, and think of some ways that you can write about it and pictures that you can use for tomorrow. I hope that you enjoyed our reading lesson today. Even though there was not much for you to type, it's a lot of information to take in. So don't forget to do your spelling and your grammar. Have a great one. Palm it.